Good evening, everybody. Joe at the Big Sky Model Workshop, running a little late today, but it is Wednesday, which means it's time for everybody's favorite little segment, What Did You Buy Wednesday? For those of you who are new to my channel, and thank you for joining in, I surely do appreciate it. What Did You Buy Wednesday is simply about stash ads. And it doesn't matter if you bought it today, 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago, it just doesn't matter. It could be anything. It could be some simple supplies you picked up at the dollar store, maybe a rattle can of paint from the hardware store. Maybe you grabbed some basic supplies from one of our favorite vendors out there, 3D parts, a brand new kit. Maybe you had a killer score from a yard sale or a flea market or a swap meet or a model meet. Maybe you found something cool on Marketplace or anything like that. Doesn't matter where it is, when it is, what it is. Everybody loves a stash ad, and you just never know when that stash ad of yours might inspire somebody else. Like I've said before, I have bought a few things based off of yours. The What Did You Buy Wednesdays that you guys have shared. So this week, I thought we would have some fun and unbox another vintage kit. So this one here was an eBay find from a couple weeks back. It's been a few weeks here. Bought this from the same vendor that I bought the Matador kit from on eBay. They had basically bought out an estate sale full of kits. Got a couple more that we'll do down the line, but this one looked kind of cool, and I thought, let's tear into it. So this is MPC's 1979 10th anniversary Trans Am. So if you guys know, if you've been around the channel for a while, I have an affinity for late 70s muscle cars. Bloated and slow, just like me. I can relate. I love these big, bloated, slow cars. We've used a bunch of these for dirt track cars. I remember seeing them in the wrecking yards. I grew up as a kid. These things cruised around town. You could see the dude cruising down the street, mullet flowing, Molly Hatchet blaring from the 8-track. But I had to have one of these in my collection, and the price, guys, was stupid good. I think I paid $18 for this kit, plus a little bit in shipping. But I bought a couple more kits at the same time, so it ended up being a screamer of a deal. So let's tear into it. As you can see, it is completely sealed. It is 100% sealed. A little bit of that white stuff, I've been told it's mold. We'll clean it up with some vinegar and water when we're all done here. Let's tear into it, guys. I'm excited to see if this kit has held up over the last 46 years. This kit is just slightly younger than I am. And I know, we're not supposed to use your hobby knife to open these boxes. I get it, I've heard it, I know, but it's here. It's here, it's handy, it's right in front of me. We're gonna use it. Get that out of the way. Okay, so we got a little bit of this dusty white mold stuff there. We'll just brush that off. We'll get it airborne so it gets into our lungs because, you know, why not? Test that immune system out before cold and flu season. All right, so this is molded in silver. I, as a kid, loved the old molded in color kits because, you know. So far, we're off to a good start. We have got a bag of parts. We've got a chrome tree. We've got 4 pretty decent Goodyear tires. There's 4 of them there, trust me. They're not stuck to anything. This is it's important. Actually, yep, there it is. Okay, we got 4 tires. We will throw those over there because you know darn well we're never going to be using those. We've got 2 sets of wheels here. We got those cool Moto Wheel Spiders. I do dig those. And the factory Trans Am wheels. We've got our headlights. We've got our tailpipes. We've got side pipe and header action. We've got our valve covers, what have you. So this, by 1979, these cars were just choked down shells of their former selves. The 6.6 liter was nothing more than a glorified Oldsmobile 403, 7.8 to 1 compression, roughly 180 horsepower. Not going to wow anybody, but I will also say that those Olds 403s for the type of dirt enduro type racing we did, loved them. They ton of torque, and as long as you didn't get them too hot, they would they would go. They would slog through the mud and everything. So our decals are obviously toast, as to be expected. Not even anything that I can send off to STS to have revived, but that's okay. I think I just heard the metal axle hit the ground. And of course, it's going to be covered in surface rust, because of course you would. We've got a full instruction sheet here. Get to, I like MPC kits. They're, it's controversial because they are very simplistic. Some folks like a lot of detail in the chassis. But what I like about these is they're easy to put together enough that you'll enjoy it and finish it. And they lend themselves to just simple detailing that really brings them to life. I mean, with the modern resin 3D printed parts and detailing supplies, you can really take one of these kits and really make it look pretty nice. I mean, if you're looking for uber detail show winners, you are not grabbing an MPC kit, and that's fine. I just happen to really like MPC kits. That's my thing. This one does have an optional roll cage with window net and goodies. I will be stealing that possibly for my USAC build. We've got, check this out, we got the old Golden Wheels brochure and poster. How cool is that, guys? Like, how many of these do you remember? How many of these have you built? How many of these do you have at least the reissues of? I can tell you that I have a fair amount of these, either in my collection or have had. So that's pretty cool. Got a fuzz duster. Got a couple Super Zs. Got the re-release of the Class Action. We've done the Bronco. Indy Pace Car. Pump and Iron is super cool. Mule Skinner is, might as well, you can buy a square body for what they charge for a Mule Skinner. All right, let me quit yapping here. Let's get into, so the Chrome Tree's got a little bit of a wibbity wobble to it, but I don't think it's going to affect anything in the grand scheme of things. So far, we're looking pretty good, guys. Everything is intact. Nothing is warped. Clear parts. There they are. Actually not too bad. I mean, for 70 standards, you are obviously, you are not buying MPC kits for optical clarity. We all know that, and that's okay. Like I said, it's a hill that I will gladly die on. I know we're not buying these things for the ultimate in detail and quality, but I like them. I just really like them. So here's the body. And so this body is basically the same as the 77 Firebird. You can still get now. This one has the T-tops molded in. If you want to cut them out, you can scribe them out. Yeah, molded in silver. Not nice enough that you could, clear coat it and run it. There's got your mold lines, and there's a little bit of flash, but you know what? Still, what I'm impressed about is this one is still really straight, guys. Oh, I'm trying to get an angle where you guys can see. It's still pretty doggone straight. I'm not mad about that at all. I'm going to put the window in it here just to keep it safe. It'll stay. There we go. Snap. Snap. And now that's safe. But if you wanted to put the T-tops in this, all you got to do is scribe those lines on the inside there. Everything else, I believe, is as it should be. We got some loose pieces. Always watch out for your loose parts. We've got our steering wheel. That's not going to, that'll focus. We've got our, of course, you got to have your shaker scoop. Doesn't look too bad. That's the top of it. That's just a miscellaneous piece of sprue, but we're not throwing anything away. This rut-row, that looks like that's part of something important. Not sure if that's broken. Better throw it in the box. All right. Okay, so we've been through, we got the body. So this is where I talk about where people don't like these a lot. The controversial part is obviously going to be like the chassis. It's kind of a one-piece design. The axles go through front and back. They're not going to wow you there. But that's okay. I like them. You can pick out some paint details. This one's better than most because the exhaust is not molded in part of it. And then tied to that tree, there is your roll cage pieces, block off plate for the back seat, transmission tunnel. The those would be some handy parts for other builds too. And one of the things that I've noticed in the MPC kits, when it comes to the Camaros and the Firebirds from the mid-70s on, they put that roll cage and all that in every single kit to give you the option to build a race car. So if you wanted to build a dirt track car that you couldn't necessarily get a cage kit for, that is an option for you. And there's dashboard there. I'm going to pause this for a second, find out what my dog is barking at. All right, I'm back. Sorry for that. The dog decided to get mouthy. He obviously does not respect when I'm recording. Here's our interior tub. Typical. It's actually got some pretty decent details. You know, once you just kind of sand through some of those mold lines and stuff, you're going to be in good shape. Wheel backs, the rest of our air cleaner, seats. Now, here's a question that I want to pose to you model companies out there. If MPC can mold the seat in one piece without having to glue the back on, why aren't we doing that all the time? Just a question. Wheel backs and the other seat. There's our hood. It is one option only, and that is shaker, scoop, or nothing. We've got our engine halves for that Pontiac V8 and the cylinder heads. This is the last year of the good Firebirds because things get a little ugly after that. This hood, can't tell if that's just in the plastic, the silver plastic, or what. It doesn't feel off, but it looks like it needs body work. But anyway, in 1980, the Firebird got neutered with a 301 V8, which is a small Pontiac engine. They tried to put a turbocharger on it because they thought at that time turbocharging small V8s and V6s was all the rage. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. So here's your rear axle and exhaust as all one piece. And then you would just glue your exhaust tips. Chrome tips just go to the muffler. Interestingly enough, if you were to get the current release that's out of the 77 Trans Am, it's same kit essentially. They just made the minor changes as they needed to along the way. But as you can see, we've got another 45-plus-year-old kit that is intact. It is all here. Everything is where it's supposed to be and nothing appears to be broken. So we got another score. And at the price especially, we bought this for cheaper than it is to buy the re-release of the 77. I'm pretty darn happy. So that's what I got for you this week. I know this one took a little bit longer as we rambled through the unboxing there. I just wanted to make sure it was all intact, and it is. Still don't know how I'm going to build this one yet, but at the price and what it was, I had to have it in my stash. So there you go for this week's What Did You Buy Wednesday. As always, keep posting up your What Did You Buy Wednesdays. Tag me in them. I do watch them all. Even if I don't get a chance to comment, I have a playlist, watch later playlist, and I just let them rock and roll in here on the TV while I'm building because there are so many of you guys participating now, and it's just awesome. I am blown away by the support. You guys are amazing. Thank you for all of your support, your friendship, and everything you do. And with that, I'm going to get out of here so you guys can continue on your Wednesday evening wherever you are. It's getting past 7 o'clock where I am at. I'm going to get out of here and go make something to eat and then hit the bench some more. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for posting your What Did You Buy Wednesdays. God bless you, and I'll catch you on the next one.